Free yourself from the fetters of this world. Loose your soul from the prison of self. Seize your chance, for it will come to you no more. Oh, my people, you've got to free yourself. Oh, my people, you've got to free yourself. Oh, my people, you've got to free yourself. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. We are doing the first show of 2015. I've been on the air for a long time. Tomorrow we are starting our stem cells community-based program, so we decided to do a show. And the show today will be on why we make community building programs. So in case folks never got a chance to understand why we keep doing this and going through all these leaderships and doing all these youth programs on Sunday and free tutoring, just so you can get to know Mr. John Apel and myself, Barry Archer. First off, I'd like to say, what's up, John, or Jeep? How you doing?
Hey, everybody. I'm John. Like Barry said, you can call me Jeep. That's what all my friends call me. Really looking forward to this week. That's our leadership training, but we're going to be following it up with a lot of great STEM-based field trips and have some really great classes for the kids. But I think one of the first topics we're going to look at is why serve community?
Yeah, why do we serve the community? Yeah. These are the questions we asked our youth today also, the ones who are volunteering. They're going to D.C., so we said, hey, can you just give us a quick reason on why you guys, serve the community? So we figured we could answer that too. So, G, why do you serve the community?
Well, I also wanted to point out our camp is free to all the youth who want to participate, and that's a way we're making it more accessible to our community. But for me, it's important to be a part of a community because as humans, we do better when we work together. And I think there's a lot of social problems we have that could be remedied if we weren't so greedy. So for me, I really like working with youth to try and impart in them a sense of altruism and for the very simplest level, the reward you get from going out and knowing that you've helped someone.
Yeah, that's a pretty good answer. I like that. Yeah, I guess the reason why I serve community is probably for the same reasons you do. I know personally it helps me to be focused. It helps me to actually get into the community. And when you actually have to go out to serve the community, you actually get to see what the real needs are. A lot of times, like when we're just giving money to groups and agencies, we're giving to what they want to do. But when you actually have to go out and to serve the community, you actually get to see what's needed. A lot of times people are like, well, let's build a garden here and let's do this there. But the community really didn't need that. They really needed like more tutoring or something, or maybe women's rights, because in this community there's a high rate of young girls who are not being served, or women who are not being served. And if you don't actually go into the community, you don't really know what to do for that specific place. So, and plus serving the community, it doesn't take money to do pretty much anything. It really takes love, and it takes the capacity to have the gift to do what it is that's needed. And then the last thing might be you get paid for that service. But I really like to show people that it doesn't take money to do this. Like this program, like John said earlier, it's a free program. The speakers that are coming, the trips that are coming, well, maybe not the bus. The transportation costs money, gas and bus, But, RTP opened up its doors. The center opened up its doors to the youth. The lunch program that's coming in, the government's opening up its food so that it can be free. But if you do good planning, you can put together great programs that can educate and help for no money, because, money doesn't make everything run.
And Barry, I think you brought up a really good point earlier when you mentioned that you really do have to go act and be a part of a community to understand the problems affecting that area or community. Uh, it's not done by sitting behind a computer and sending donations. You really do have to go see firsthand what the people around you need. And I think that's how, kind of along the line of stem cells, that's our program name. But if we can create one cell here that is a healthy, functioning community, then hopefully that would spread on to our neighboring communities and further.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's cool. And then also, like you brought up, like our program is called Stem Cells. And, it is a play on words, but there's a reason why we're doing a STEM-based program, which is really our program is actually a STEAM-based program because we incorporate the arts also. And the only reason why we're making a difference between STEM and STEAM is because it's already been done. But the arts, of course, in my opinion, is already STEM-based because they're always improving instruments, notes, or quarter notes, and all these things are in music or math. In music engineering is the use of the sound and how you make, what I'm saying, on a saxophone and on a trumpet, there are all these different keys, and that's based off of different holds and different precisions and different, you know what I mean? So STEM actually is in everything you do, from your shoelaces to your fingernail polish to your toothpaste to just everything. I'm just going down a list of stuff, but a lot of times people don't see STEM in everything they do. Even if they're cooking a meal for their kids, they don't see STEM in using a frying pan, using salt and peppers, you know what I mean? Or using like organic salt as opposed to just store-bought salt. You know what I'm saying? We just don't see it. And so when it comes to the youth, we're trying to pull these things. We're trying to let them see these things. Differentiation is what it's called, We're trying to let them see it and apply it immediately. So when they take an EOG or an EOC, they can understand the questions are being asked of them because they're doing it.
Yeah, and we really want to create a broad spectrum of learning scenarios so that our youth can start making inferences about the STEM that is in their everyday life and it's all around them. And being able to connect information to past experiences and past knowledge, I think that's a really needed part for our kids in the school system today. And also, again, this whole STEAM and STEM differentiation, I agree too. I really think that STEM is applied through the arts. And really, as we progress in music and art and media, multimedia presentations, STEM is a huge part of creating some of these sounds, effects, those type of things. So we really would like to give kids a chance to be creative and expressive while applying their STEM information.
Yeah, if you look at online STEM cells, it also says it's a holistic community program. So even within that program, we have like the leadership is this week. During the leadership, the counselors and junior counselors are going to be going over things like conflict resolution, diversity awareness, communication styles. They'll be viewing videos and movies, multimedia things, so that they can understand different ways of passing information on. You know what I mean? John showed me this film called Butterfly Circus. And after I saw it, I was like, okay, this is going to have to be our opening for the leadership. I suggest if you guys can, take a look at this Butterfly Circus. You can find it on YouTube, probably Vimeo, probably all these different other sources, social media sources. But it was really good. And so, we immediately, I was like, okay, let's use this for the opening intro. Because we're talking about diversification. STEM is diversification, or diversity. We're talking about being aware. So we're trying to interloop these things all into each other so that we're actually making a holistic youth. The reason for this show is because a lot of times we don't get to, we put it in writing, and you might look at the webpage and you might see this stuff and it goes, oh, our programs build community, and you see a picture of a bunch of youth making a garden, like they did a bunch of community gardens for us already. But you don't hear behind the scenes why we actually did it. And so that's the purpose of this show. It's a promo to let you know why we're doing this camp. The camp that we're doing is it's open to the community. We're trying to fill it with as many youth as possible who will have the opportunity to learn from experts in their field, of science, technology, engineering, math, sports, dance. They're all going to come and volunteer their time to come speak to students, and another thing is it's meant to allow these guys so that when they go back to school, they can make these inferences in the schools, no matter what school they go to. We don't care if they are homeschooled, public school, charter school, private school. We want them to be a benefit to their school community, to their home community, and definitely pass those tests that are coming at them.
And I just want to point out a little side note. You might hear some noise in the background. We actually have a kettle of water going. We're mixing in some lemon balm that we grew in our community garden. And once we get this lemon balm tea, then we're going to make it into a kombucha. And I think this is part of examples we're going to give to our youth about everyday use of STEM information. Because by using these plants that we grew, we know the source, we knew the work and the energy that took to produce these vegetables, and now we're looking at how fermenting and the creation of probiotics, how that can benefit the health and some of the properties of the herbs.
Yeah, and this came from gardens that our youth planted. Not only are we going to make like the kombucha and the teas and tinctures, is that what it's called? Tinctures, yeah, and things of that nature, but we also are able to make bug sprays. We have things that bugs like mint. We have
lemon balm again, yeah.
Things that biting bugs don't like, and all we had to do was digest them down and break them down into some sort of a liquid. In this case, I used coconut oil, and I think John used coconut oil also, right?
I did.
And we just put them down in the coconut oil, let them go steep inside the coconut oil so that the properties came out, which is called digestion, and then you rub it on, and you got yourself a homemade bug repellent that's actually good for your skin, that doesn't have chemicals in it, unless, of course, you're allergic to mint or, any natural product. But other than that, if you're not allergic to these things, and, your backyard is a source of medicine. Well, everybody knows this. Everyone knows your backyard can be a source of medicine. Everyone knows that you are what you eat. And this is a first-hand way of us showing kids what they eat and where you can get it from. Because a lot of times we go to the supermarkets. And the supermarkets, kids think you just get it from an aisle 9, potato chips. But now that they've went through and they've actually taken the seeds out, they've prepared the soil. You may, look at some of our social media. You'll see them preparing the soil. You'll see where they just started off. It just started off as a regular plot of grass, and then we, measured it out, decided how far deep we're going to go. You know what I mean? And we dug it up, prepared the soil, added some extra nutrients to the soil, planted the seeds, and now we've got these vibrant, thriving plants that are giving us products that we can use, saving us money from going to the grocery store and different things.
And I think getting the children to realize how we can use the natural resources and how we don't need to buy everything, that's a big part of the education I hope to give through this program.
Yeah, we have a lot of guest speakers who are going to be trying to pass on information. We have 4-H coming in. Northeast Creek, Ellerby Creek, Keep Durham Beautiful. As you know, we're here in Durham, so and I also should mention this: the leaders, the counselors, will be getting volunteer hours. So not only will they be eligible to apply for a mayor's award if they get over 60 hours, but they'll already be certified for the President's Volunteer Service Awards, which we do this every year. We try to send out those pictures and stuff, but it allows them to get an idea of volunteering, how easy it is to volunteer, and how good it is to serve in the community, and how to become leaders. A lot of times our youth are asked to be leaders, but